I was not, I'm not a libertarian myself or a liberal believer, but I always seek to broaden my horizon.
And I was looking for European Student for Liberty throughout Europe, but the only thing, the nearest thing that I could find is in Maastricht, so when I found this conference I thought that I would seize the opportunity and just come here.
Really, really interesting speakers. I took a lot of notes.
I like it a lot, yeah. I mean, it's so much fun just attending these lectures here is always very interesting. You learn a lot from that. But also just socializing with people, you know, meeting like-minded people here and, you know, often also seeing people that you've met before maybe at other Liberty conferences is just awesome. And
was extreme right as I can. That's it.
Especially if you view it from the policy-making point of view. But I don't think that there's a problem. I think there is.
Formed alliances with civil society, as it calls it. Now, civil society traditionally means basically
one of two things. First, we can fix the monetary union, which means changing the institutions, and which basically means that large parts or important parts of national sovereignty have to be transferred to Europe. That's the collateral of monetary union. It's not a question of value judgment, it's a question whether when you say A, B follows automatically. Or the second option is that indeed we end this experiment in monetary union, that we go back to national currencies, but then I would say that we need to do it very quickly, because if that is the option, and I don't defend that option, but it is one of the options we have, then the longer we wait, the tougher, the harder it will become, and the higher will be the price in terms of social economic costs involved in that.
Of course, the correct liberal position about Europe is a very nuanced one. It's very easy to say, let's expand Europe so that we can solve all problems on the European level by throwing a lot of money to this European Union, to give the European Union a lot of powers to intervene and so on. That's a very easy position. Another easy position is let's break away, let's get rid of all these bastards of Brussels. And these are positions which are easy to defend and to propagate in the context of elections. A more nuanced position like Euro-realism, say, well, let's keep the European Union, but limit it to the competences which make sense to put it on the European level. That's a more nuanced message, and that's difficult to propagate in the elections. So my fear is that the more nuanced positions will be smashed between a very populist position on one side from the extreme left and the extreme right, and if you look very well into it, they are not so different. And at the other side, the Eurocentralist position.
All of the members of the Eurozone are democracies. And now put yourself into the feet of a democratic politician who wants to win an election. And think of being a politician in a weak Mediterranean economy. You either can go to your voters and advocate belt tightening, or you can go to your voters and say, I will ask the Germans and the Dutch and the Austrians and the Finns to show more solidarity, that is generosity with their money in helping us. Which program do you think is more likely to bring in a lot of votes? I think it's fairly obvious. And if everyone tries to live at other people's expense, then the project is either headed for bankruptcy or for hostility or for both. And this is what has gone wrong.
Okay. Then a quick last question. How do you think will the European Union look in 10 years?
Easy question, no. It's hard to say. I think there still will be a European Union. I think it will be probably more focused, or I hope it will be maybe more focused on the trade and single market. I'm sure it will keep expanding and take in a couple more countries. I think the Eurozone, if it still exists, will be a much closer knit group than it is now. And I think that, you know, the other countries, including the UK and maybe some of the new joiners, will have a less strong relationship with the EU and a more market focused one.